What's going on? Welcome to Korean American Expat. Alright, so real quick, same thing. I do put my two other channels in the descriptions, so check those out. K Sports Talk and Agent Cosell. And what I want to talk about is just basic, man, what foods do you miss? Because when I'm in Korea, one food I do miss. What is that one? Yeah, like Mexican food. And of course, yeah, they do make Mexican food in Korea. But of course, the portion sizes are just smaller in Korea. And then you're paying an arm and a leg. So, okay. And it's a good thing. But in America, man, I just had, a place called Roberto's yesterday, and they just packed a burrito up. They pack everything up, rice and beans, etc. They just like totally pack it out, and it's just filled me up. So that was one of the things. It filled me up really well. I ended up not getting any dinner because it was just that food was just so fulfilling. So that's one of the things I do miss, and I enjoyed it. And of course, for those that are from the West Coast, California, I always miss In-N-Out. I must have In-N-Out. In-N-Out is my go-to food, and we do have In-N-Out here. But the thing is, I already had In-N-Out, so do I want to indulge in In-N-Out again? Because after your one fix, you're like, okay. But usually I would have another fix when I want to head back to Korea before I head back or something like that. That would be like my one fix right there. And some other foods. Yeah, especially in the States. Like all you can eat sushi. It's I know it's getting expensive, but it's really still cheap compared to Korea. And you don't get the all you can eat sushi as much. I know there's like some buffet places, but I really enjoy the sushi here in America. Just like non-stop California rolls. What else? The eel, the salmon, and you just eat it up. So that's one of the things I do miss. And another place I know I miss is Wendy's, because last time I checked in South Korea, there's no Wendy's around. Now, I do get to eat some Wendy's in the Philippines, but that's pretty much it. But Wendy's, I actually enjoy Wendy's. That's another burger place where I get to have some decent triples and doubles, the Dave's Classic, the combos. What is it? The baked potato with the cream and the chive and all that. So those are all the foods that that I crave for at times. And here's another one for on the West Coast. A lot of you, if you're from the States, I love my Carl's Jr. As a kid, I love my double Western bacon burger with some house dressing. I love that. And some fried zucchinis. I love those foods. So those are things I miss. And of course, for those that are not on the West Coast, you'll probably think about Hardee's, or I think it's mostly South. So yeah, I miss a lot of those grubs and foods. Of course, not something you're going to eat every day because, the food is so fattening. That's why I got to walk and not gain all this weight when I'm in America. I just need to continue walking and walking and walking. So that's another delicacy. And of course, they do have KFC in South Korea, but still, I like to indulge in the American KFC. It's just a little more different. Portion sizes are a little bigger. Of course, they're not as great as they used to be. The portion sizes, they used to be really humongous, but they're not as humongous, but it's still bigger than South Korea. Now, I do understand why. We have way much more obesity here in America than in South Korea. And of course, I do miss once in a while like an AM, PM, or the 7-Elevens here. Because when I first went into Korea, I went and I'm like, hey, where's the fountain cups? Where's the fountain cups? And they're like, what? What are you talking about? Fountain cups, the big super guzzler. Fountain cups. They're like, huh? There's no such thing here in Korea. And of course, this was 10 years ago. I was like, no wonder why a lot of Koreans are much thinner. Of course, now, we do see a little bit obesity in Korea, but not as much as, of course, America. But yeah, I was just like, whoa, where's my fountain cups? But no such thing. Here, I'm like, oh my, fountain cups again. I get to taste them again. I get to taste the big drinks. And it's just weird because I was so happy to see the fountain cups, but at the same time, I'm like, I shouldn't be drinking this. And of course, everything is usually humongous here in America. And of course, yeah, I do know that. But, when you're out of the country for as long as I've been, you're just like, yeah. So, yeah, those are some of the delicacies. And then, of course, I do enjoy Mountain Mike's Pizza. That's one place. They actually have a buffet, I think, right now. You can pay $12.99 and eat all you want. It's a huge Mountain Mike's buffet. But my buddy's been telling me the quality has gone to crap. So I was like, why aren't we going? Because last year we went like all the time. We're like, hey, $12.99, we could just eat once and we're good for the rest of the day. But so far we haven't gone to Mountain Mike's. So I'm just like, okay. So no Mountain Mike's. And I think Mountain Mike's, it's funny, it's when I lived in Bakersfield, they had a Mountain Mike's. They had a bunch of Mountain Mike's, but not as much in SoCal. So yeah, I'm just like on cloud nine, like, oh yes, I'm get to eat these foods, but I'll just kind of enjoy it while I'm here because I do have to eventually go back. I'm not gonna, and I know some of you ask like, do you live in Reno? I said, no, I'm just here for a job, just to do my work, and then that's that. And then I'll probably head back in a couple weeks, maybe after this week, to Bakersfield, because I do want to, again, try Jollibees, because now they put a Jollibees in Bakersfield. So I'm looking forward to, trying all those foods and try to not get too crazy here, because that's why I'm just trying to keep walking every day. Just walk, get my 10,000 steps, or else what's going to happen is I'm going to balloon up again. So those are some of the things. But yeah, so I just wanted to ask you, for those that are travelers or live overseas most of the time, even if you're an American or if you're a European living in another country, what foods do you miss the most? Comment about it. Comment wherever. Or even if you live in America and you've been to other countries, what foods do you still crave or miss that are in the other countries? So, yeah, talk about it. So, yeah, today I just felt like eating some food and talking about some food. All right, so if any of you enjoyed any of this, please hit the like, subscribe, and again, as I said, comment. And other than that, I will see you in my next video.